Hello, I'm Hannah, and this is Hannah's Books. Some time ago, Catherine, Taking Tea with Catherine, made an original tag that I immediately put on my list, and then, like so many of the tags on my list, it got put off and put off. In this particular case, I think that might be all right. This tag might be even more perfect right now as we head into a massive giving season. Since this evening is the first night of Hanukkah, and therefore this is a post for Hannah's Bookaka, I thought this was an ideal time. So here goes. Question number one: do you give books as gifts? If so, to whom? Absolutely. When I was growing up, my whole family basically did all of our shopping at two stores in town. Many people were making their own gifts for people, knitting or embroidering or painting or whatever. But if we were making purchases, we either went to the bookstore or to the music store, where we could pick out sheet music or cassettes and later CDs. Two of the people I routinely gave gifts to, my brother and our father, were people who definitely liked getting and giving books and music. And luckily, I now give gifts to my husband and son, both of whom also think books and music make reasonable gifts. I'm especially fond of picking out book presents for my son, whose interests are relatively unusual and therefore easier to target. I also love giving my spouse David books to read aloud to each other. Sometimes family bookish presents don't quite hit the mark, but even when the books are volumes we're not especially interested in, seeing a wrapped package the size and shape of a book always makes me extremely excited. Question number two: do you receive many books as gifts? Are they usually successful? My mother and brother still give me books for the holidays sometimes, although my mom is now more likely to give me a lovely sweater or warm slippers and a robe or something like that. Since we don't live together anymore, I think we always worry a bit that we might be getting a book our recipient has already read. I often receive something local from one of them, a history of the town where my family is from, or a biography or memoir of one of its interesting people. My husband, on the other hand, has an amazing knack for getting me really interesting, non bookish gifts, for our anniversary especially, but I've definitely received books from him as well. The third question: when you buy yourself books, do you think of them as gifts? I definitely buy myself books fairly frequently, but I rarely think of them as gifts to myself. I guess I do sometimes, especially when I'm choosing something that I wouldn't normally treat myself to, and know that I'm likely to have some holiday money gifted to me. This year, I plan to spend my holiday money, if I get any, on a subscription to the Times Literary Supplement. Sounds like a perfect holiday gift. Next, do you consider used books to be acceptable gifts? As a recipient, absolutely. And I certainly give used books in good condition to people I know well who I know will not think it's inappropriate. Interestingly, I've also given used books to friends I don't usually give presents to. Something from a roadside little free library or from the public library's discard sale definitely doesn't put people off or make them worry that they didn't get me anything. It just makes them know I was thinking about them when I stumbled across something. Question 5. If you could receive a gift card for any bookshop or book website, what would you choose? This is a hard question. Although I don't have any particular Persephone books on my TBR right now, a gift card for that London reprint shop might be especially festive. There are always so many interesting volumes by women authors, especially from early in the 20th century, being republished by them. Number 6. Gift wrapping, gift bag, bare presentation. As a recipient, I really don't care. I guess I do like something to make it feel like a gift, even if it's just a ribbon around the book. But I'll confess to the most unusual wrapping I've personally used. One year, my immediate family flew down to see my folks in South Carolina, And since we were flying, we chose not to wrap our presents, since the airlines have been known to unwrap gifts when customers are going through security. We didn't have access to a car while we were there, and decided to wrap our presents with the beautiful thick white bath towels in our hotel room. It was actually really lovely. Next time, I think I want some burgundy colored ribbon or something wrapped around those packages, though. The seventh question: can you communicate to others when a book is a lend and not a gift? I definitely try. Mostly, I just make it a point not to lend books out unless I'm willing for them to morph into gifts. I do make rare exceptions when it's really clear that the book is actually mine, like if it's one of my own publications or one of my dad's books or something like that. I'll lend them because academic books can be so expensive, but I also make it abundantly clear if I expect the volume back. Question 8. Have you ever given someone an ebook? No, I never have, and I've never received one that way either, but it's a great idea. I'm not even sure how to do it, but I'm sure it will become more common in the coming years. Number 9. Name 5 books you'd like to receive as gifts. Well, very recently, Brian at Bookish mentioned a biography of the editor Max Perkins, and I'd love to read that. I think it was Roz at Scally Damling About the Books who mentioned the author Patrick Hamilton, and I'd love to read his novel The Slaves of Solitude. Maybe Agatha Christie's Unfinished Portrait, a book she published under a different name and which I didn't even know about until recently when some booktuber recommended them. I'm sorry, I don't remember who. Katie at Books and Things was kind enough to talk to me about Victorian literature with lesbian themes for a friend who was looking for that, and she got me really interested in reading Jill by Amy Dillwyn. And I'm eager to get that lovely set of the Map and Lucia books after hearing Sarah at Hardcover Hearts talk about them a bit. Is that 5? I'd also really like a few extra days added to my reading schedule so these books can actually get read. And finally, number 10, tag some people. I'd love to tag Amy from the Dusty Bookshelf, who I am sure would appreciate some beautiful used books. And Jen at Remembered Reads, who reads widely but always finds nonfiction that I have not yet heard about but immediately want to add to my TBR. I'll also tag John David, a thoughtful reader and commenter who is also a phenomenal buddy reader. Kathy at The Grim Reader, who started a channel about the same time I did but has recently started a new and slightly reconfigured channel. I especially love her Twitter account, where she often talks about the experience of teaching during the pandemic. Next, I tag Margaret Pennard, who has such a wonderful on-camera personality and talks about both reading and writing in really engaging ways. And finally, I'll tag Marilyn Maya Mendoza, who not only creates energetic and interesting videos, but, like Margaret Pennard as well, writes really fantastic comments. Oh, and I'll also tag anyone else that might be interested. If you're thinking about timely tags to do before the end of the month, and you haven't done this one, it might be a perfect one for you. Feel free to say I tagged you. Well, thanks, Catherine, for putting this tag together. And thanks to all of you for joining me here today on Hannah's Books. See you tomorrow for the second night of Hannah's Bookica.